leading the client to the coach's way of thinking. For example, if the client wants to increase their awareness on certain behaviors, and the coach asks, how do you think journaling might help? So journaling is an idea of the coach, and it leads the client to consider that idea as his own. If most of the questions of the coach are kind of a gathering around the current situation rather than taking the client beyond their current thinking. For example, if the majority of the session is exploring, okay, how do you feel right now? What resources are available to you right now? What else are you observing is happening? What else are you experiencing? So again, it is mostly about what is going on right now, which is relevant, which is important to explore in the coaching session, just as well as exploring different alternative ways of thinking, feeling, or experiencing. Another element when we as coaches dismissing or judging the client's, way of thinking or client's aspiration, something that they want to go further with, something big. If the client comes with an idea or with an aspiration and coach kind of doesn't really fully trust, believe that it is unachievable, and they might not like to show it like that to the client, but in the tone of voice they formulate the questions, it still might be readable. For instance, again, the client sharing their aspiration and the coach thinks, how do you think you can make it possible? So there might be certain skepticism in their voice. So that's not good. Another thing, if just an opposite actually, when the coach continues to invite client to think beyond their current thinking in relation to a certain thing, when the client explicitly express that they don't want to explore that domain or that path, but the coach keeps insisting. For example, coach asks, well, if you envision yourself 5 years from now, how does that feel when you reach that goal? And the client like, well, I'm not really that type of visionary person. It's always difficult for me to imagine something which I have no idea anything about. And the coach is, yes, I know, but if you just imagine, how could that be? So what comes to mind? Not good either. So let's have a look. What is the right behavior related to this competency? So asking questions to help the client explore beyond their current thinking or feeling to new or expanded way of thinking or feeling about themselves, the who, about their environment, challenge or circumstances, the what, but also about their specific goal or desired outcome that they want to achieve. So what we do? First of all, we do challenge. We ask challenging questions. We ask the challenging questions when we spot that the current thinking of the client is or might potentially limit them from moving forward. So we are talking about the limiting beliefs or the way if they perceive themselves or the world around them. So it's both who and what. Again, potentially limiting them from moving forward. In this case, we share an observation. We ask the client if they feel that would benefit them to explore it further in order to move forward towards their goal. And when we receive the permission or the agreement from the client, then we begin to ask challenging questions and to prompt client to think beyond their current thinking. Again, we ask them, what's the alternative perspective could be, or how differently could you possibly see it, or how do you think, I don't know, your colleagues might see it or might perceive it, or I don't know, anybody else, the person whose opinion you respect, how do you think they might see the situation, or what do you think they think about you in this situation? We might also invite the client to, again, to that future. That is also inviting them beyond their current thinking. So how it looks in the future, we connect them to their vision, to what is happening, what impact will be there, how they will feel, what else will tell them that there is a change that is happening or they are creating in their life. We can also encourage them to obviously to reframe the challenges into opportunities. If there is a certain struggle, I don't know, the team currently goes through, or there is a change in the organization and there is a resistance from the team, so the question might be, so what opportunities are there for your team within this change, you think? Okay, so beyond the current thinking or feeling, to the expanded or new ways of thinking and feeling. Again, we challenge their beliefs. We invite them to consider alternative perspectives. We're inviting them to the future, and we are encouraging them to reframe the way they view the current situation. How else or how different could that situation look like? Wishing you all the very best with practicing this behavior.